What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. This time it's Roadblock from G.I. Joe Retaliation. And if you want to purchase this figure, you can't anymore. But if you want other Hot Toys figure, head over to BigBadToyStore.com. Just click the link on the description. They offer $4 shipping. And you can put it on Pile of Loot so you can save on shipping. Plus, they double box your items. So head over to BigBadToyStore.com. Just click the link down below. And let's see Roadblock here. The boxes, they stayed with the theme of G.I. Joe. As you can see here, they got the logo on the side. This nice shiny logo on the front, like a foil looking thing. And, you know, I opened it. I've had this figure for 4 years alongside Storm Shadow and, you know, Snake Eyes and Joe Colton. So, but this figure comes packed with so much accessories. So if you and you get the back right there, that is the image of Dwayne Johnson. Now Dwayne Johnson, not The Rock anymore. But this movie, I can't believe this movie came out in 2013. I rewatched it, and it didn't get any better. You know, it wasn't the worst movie that I've seen. It also wasn't the best. I would say it's fairly entertaining. I was a big fan of the cartoons. Back in the 80s, I've had those little 6-inch G.I. Joes growing up. So I have some affinity with G.I. Joe. So I decided to pick up all of them. I remember back in the day, I was just shopping at, you know, Big Bad or Sideshow. They were always on sale because no one wanted to buy them. I guess because of the movie. But as you can see here, the hands are exceptional. It's a good looking figure, especially if you're into like a military type of figures and all that stuff. Like figures with guns, and he's massive as well. It's like a huge figure, but this is loaded with accessories. I didn't put all of them in the on the table here. As you can see, there's some blades and like a machete type of blade there that you can interchange with the handle of this gun type thingy that you assemble. I don't even know what they're called. They're probably like just a makeshift gun because that can't be real. He has guns that looks like you gotta assemble them for whatever reason. You can see it here. I'm assuming you can insert your fingers through that, but the way you assemble this is just make sure you don't break the tabs there. You just put them together. There's a silencer, and he has 3 of these things. The one has silencer. And he has those blades all over his vest. Just a bunch of stuff, really, and it's really fun to play around with this figure. I'm you know, I play video games a lot, and this is one of those things where you're having fun because he looks like an action figure for real, like a big Hot Toys. I mean, like a big G.I. Joe back in the 80s and like Roadblock and whatever. So this is one of those things where you can interchange the accessories, so to speak, on this weapon, and then you can put a blade in the middle. There you go. So the bad part is he doesn't come with a hand that would fit inside that grooves, you know, like on those fingers. So it kind of renders it pointless. I mean, you can still have him hold it, but it's an awkward feel when he's holding it because he doesn't have this articulated fingers or whatever. And it comes with this baton that goes in his back. You just kind of slide it in. There's 2 hooks in his back of the uniform that you can kind of just slide it in, and it works seamlessly. This is one thing that is kind of made, as you can see. I told you earlier there was a silencer or suppressor on the top, and he got this M249 saw. This nice gun. It's a I think that's a para bait. No, it's a stock. His stock is not para. He does come with this Rambo type bullets with a box mag here, and then you just kind of clip it on there. Beautiful gun. It has a bipod, and then it does have this ACOG. I think that's an ACOG scope. It's fairly articulated as well. There's this thing where you could put on your shoulders for a guidance. It's just nice M249. So I think you can have. Well, his is different. I was about to say with Winter Soldier, he got the banana type mag and it goes in the side. But you know, it's a good alternative if you just wanted to. If you don't have that, if you have the old Winter Soldier, if you have the original Winter Soldier, I don't think he comes with this type of gun. I think he comes with like M16. He has a lot of guns though. That figure was loaded. I was kind of looking back at it now. I'm kind of upset that I sold that for like $150. But I never, you know. I knew like his thing was flaking, and I've heard reports, and I just sold it, you know. But as far as the figure itself, his boots, you can see Roadblock's boots here. I didn't lift it up. I should have, because it would show the Oakley sign. I don't think they have the license for Oakley though, but you know, they can put O. And the vest is just beautiful. It comes with a lot of, you know, pouches and accessories and Velcro and zipper and whatever it is that you're asking for. And then it has the R for The Rock, no, for Roadblock. But he just looks like a badass, you know. With The Rock, he looks badass to begin with. But I don't know if they specifically made a body for him, but he's taller than most figures that I do have. He got that Brahma tattoo. This is one thing that's kind of ugly, is his elbows. Not kind of, it is really ugly. They didn't even give him the Bane treatment, which is just one single jointed, so it looks better. I would say the reason behind that is for Poseability, because when he's holding the gun, you know, I think that Hot Toys was thinking, it was like, hey, wait, you gotta move around, and without those double jointed elbows, then it is gonna be quite a challenge to do that. And I get it from that standpoint, but if you make me choose between aesthetics and you know what, I think they made the right decision. You know, for this figure, I think they did. With Bane, yeah, you know, he doesn't need to bend his arms, you know, like that much, I suppose. But with him, with the guns and all these accessories, you want to put him, if you want to put him in any fighting position or in a fighting pose like that, let's say he's fighting Storm Shadow or things of that nature, then, you know, I see where are they coming from, why they gave him a double jointed. And back then, you know, when this was made, mind you, The Rock doesn't have the big tattoo on his Brahma Bull as well, so he has that old WWE Brahma Bull, and as you can see from the back, there's a skull on this nice vest, and you can take off the vest quite easily as well. You just put the zipper down. There's a few latches you have to unlatch, but this is not as painful as Bane. If you guys remember Bane, if you have Bane, you almost don't want to take off his vest, because you gotta unfasten those threads in both sides of the vest, and it was just not worth it. And you can see the GPS on his hand, it's being inserted. He also got watch. So there's a lot of things that I left out, and the accessories panel, yeah, that antenna is pain in the ass because it keeps on falling. So yeah, there's even the watch, you know, there's a lot of accessories that I left out because they're already in the figure. So I was just lazy, honestly. I didn't want to take him all out. So going down here, you can see his boots. Beautiful looking figure. There's a lot of weathering on the boots as well. And as far as the head sculpt, again, I'm gonna say this for every G.I. Joe that I'm gonna review this next few weeks. These are older figures, but the head sculpt, the paint application, I think it's still top notch. That just shows you know, Hot Toys has improved a ton from 2014. But as you can see, it might not be 100% rock, but you can see that, you know, there's almost no seam on the head. That, you know, you can kind of see it when it rotates, but it's not as visible as other companies, for example, like 3A or 30 or something like that. But the paint application, as you can see here, it's still pretty strong. And mind you, this is The Rock of 7 years ago, so he might look a little bit different now with a goatee, without goatee, and all that stuff. But you can see the highlights when you just take proper lighting into this figures, to this Hot Toys figures, they look terrific. You know, there's some that you can't really save, like I don't know, like the new Goblin or something. It's not terrible, but you know, it's not the same paint application as we have now. You know, look at this, The Rock, and I always feel like if they're not completely like pale white skin tone, the Hot Toys does better, especially for African Americans. You know, the skin tone, they just nail it. You know, it's just, you know, like with Killmonger. But when it's like, you know, like pale white for whatever reason, they have to put some freckles on it or something, some texture in the skin, so it looks, especially if they're younger. Now if it's older, like Alfred, you know, with some wrinkles and whatever, they has texture on the skin, they look phenomenal. But you know, sometimes I think that's where they miss. But look at this Rock figure right here, Dwayne Johnson. That's such a beautiful figure as well. And this is the body inside of that. Mind you, he even has costume that covers all of his tattoos. Yet they still put the tattoos in the figure. So I commend Hot Toys for that. They didn't had to. Like what they did with Joker, the tuxedo Joker, I suppose, or the Arkham Joker. Once you take out, he does only have the tattoo. I'm talking about the Suicide Squad Joker. He does have the tattoos showing up on his neck, but once you undress the figure, you don't see that no more. And I get it. They want you to buy the purple coat Joker, so they would get more money. But it just shows you like the difference back then from the Hot Toys of 2014 to, I guess that's what, 2018 or 17, that Suicide Squad. But yep, it's still pretty nice. So if you're planning to do a kit bash of The Rock, maybe as a wrestler, I don't know, you might want to use a Fison body because this guy shows a lot of joints. But at the same time, if you're looking for accuracy, got that nice accurate tattoo, at least for the moment, for this one, because right now I think his other arm is obviously not accurate. But here he is, just checking out his GPS. So I took out his vest. So I just want to show you 3 different aspects of him, because I didn't even show on the accessories part that he does come with this sort of like an Under Armour shirt, like a tight-fitting black shirt, kind of like what you're seeing now. This is more of a this is what they wore, I think, in like Transformers. I forgot what they're called, because my teammate back then when we were playing airsoft, he keeps on insisting that this should be our uniform because it just looks cool. The problem is we just didn't have the body of The Rock, so I don't know if it still would look cool on us back then, but he keeps on insisting that we should buy this. I mean, it looks nice though. But yeah, but he comes with another shirt, like a black shirt that you can put him in there, and of course you can display him without a shirt either. But you're gonna have to stare at those all those joints, which is probably unpleasant. And this is the shirt that I was talking about. Now, mind you, the body of his shoulder is a bit a bit bulgy, so that maybe that's the reason why it looks better. And I was just pointing out with his gun that it's a tight-fitting shirt, like on his arms. So that's why I think this shirt looks great, at least on him. I don't know if it's gonna look great as well, if I put it on other figures that's a little smaller, body-wise, proportion-wise. But his is, like his shoulder. You saw it earlier when I took off his shirt and his vest, that it is just, it's bulging. It's nice. It just shows that he was working out back then. Even up to now, I think he's bigger now than when he wrestled. And I was a big Rock fan. Grew up, I was in high school in the 90s when they were this entire Attitude Era. Oh man, I've been reminiscing about that this past few days because there's nothing to watch. And I've been watching like old episodes of, not even Raw. I got some DVDs from back in the day, like the Rock, Edge, Stone Cold. So that is fun, going back to memory lane. And here he is with the vest now. This is basically the complete attire of The Rock once you get him out of the box. So I think that's more badass, than the t-shirt and without the vest. The vest adds a whole lot, into his character. He just looks so, masculine and just badass, like he's like he can run into bullets or whatever. I don't even know if this vest actually does exist in real life. Like if pretty sure it doesn't. Yeah, I'm not familiar with this whatsoever. It looks like one of those jungle vests. But here he is, size comparison wise, next to Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. There, I chose the background desert because in the beginning of the movie, when they got attacked by the helicopter, this is where they kind of the setting of the. Plus, he's wearing like almost a digital camo desert for The Rock there. This is, yeah, so he's, as you can see, he's a bit taller than those two. And here you go, guys. That is Roadblock. So as a figure itself, apart from the joints, I would say it's a pretty nice figure, depending on how much you're gonna pay for it, obviously. And now if you get tired of making him as Roadblock, I suppose you can make him as The Rock, the wrestler. And then if you get tired of doing that, you can just salvage a lot of parts with this guy. If you were recreating somebody else, the uniform, his pants, his gun. I suppose if you are on the market for any G.I. Joe Hot Toys, it wouldn't cost you a whole lot of money. The last time I checked on eBay, this guy is just in retail or maybe even below retail. I bought this a while back, so I think I paid a pretty good amount for this one. Not expensive. By that I mean, you know, under retail. But yeah, I hope this review helped you out. If you are planning to help him out, I mean, if you plan to get him, if not, then, you know, just think about it. Not forcing you to do anything, but what I'm forcing you to do is please subscribe to my channel. That would really help me out, you know, pump out more contents and all that stuff. Follow me on Facebook as well, because I do a lot of streaming both on Facebook and Twitch. So if you guys are into video games or anything like that, please follow me on Twitch. I'm trying to reach a milestone there, and any help would be appreciated, really. Follow me on Instagram as well, so I post pictures in there, so maybe you'll get some ideas. And as always, I'll see you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next review.